Hello everyone, I'm Jiayi. Here is my presentation of homework 4, question 1. Now, let's focus on our question 1. First of all, uh, we need to find and draw the Y's probability mass function and the density function in terms of the mass function and density function of random variable x. And we're shown that the function of y to x, which is gx, equal to this. When x before 0, y is equal to 2. And x between 0 and 1, the y is equal to 0. When x between 1 and 2, y is become negative x plus 1. When x bigger than 2, the y is become negative 1. It's a little bit confused, so we can just draw the figure like this. Now it's clear. This one. So by doing so, we can observe the figure. Now we know the y is from negative 1 to 2. No more than 2, no less than negative 1. So we can just know the mass function of y. When y is less than negative 1, the mass function must be 0. And when y becomes bigger than 2, mass function must be 1. That's just the property of mass function. And by this figure, we can just calculate the key point, the probability based on y as the key point, like 0, 1, and 2. So by doing so, we know that when y equal to 2, the probability of y equal to 2, it is the probability of x less than 0. So it must be equal to the mass function of x, and same as this, when y equal to 0, it is this line. So the probability equal to the probability of x between 0 and 1. It becomes this. And y equal to negative 1 is this segment. So the probability is x bigger than 2. Is this. The key segment is this. But don't worry, we can just use this function. So now we know the y equal to negative x plus 1. So we just use the x density function divided by the derivative of gx, and we can get the y's density function. is this. The derivation is 1. So now we get the total, or say the whole y density function is this. And now we should calculate the mass function. Same as before, we can calculate it by segments. First, y less than -1, it must be 0. We talked about this before. And y bigger than 2, it must be 1. And y between -1 and 0, the probability that can become this one. So we can calculate it by change the probability random variable. So we get this. And when y between 0 and 2 it's just this one. We can calculate, we can know it from this figure as density function. Y between 0 and 2, there is no density function, so we don't need to calculate anything. We just know the density function of no, we just know the mass function at the last point is 0, so we can use this. The whole mass function is this, and we draw it. Okay, that's my presentation. Thanks for watching.